Hey everyone, and welcome to Miramore TV YouTube channel. Today we are diving into the world of databases, and as you know, data is the lifeblood of any modern application, and you need a powerful tool to store, a powerful tool to manage, and you also need a powerful tool to retrieve that data. And this is where MySQL comes in. Before I show you how to install MySQL, what is MySQL? MySQL, for me, is what I call a superstar relational database management system. Wow, you'll say I just added some extra ingredients, the word superstar, right? But let me break it down. Imagine a giant digital filing cabinet, but way more organized. And in this cabinet, you can store all sorts of information, from customer details and product listings to blog posts and even social media feeds. MySQL keeps everything neatly organized and easy to find, making it perfect for websites, making it perfect for applications, and a whole tons of other projects. Why is MySQL awesome? I will give you three main reasons why MySQL is a game changer. One, it is an open source and free package. That's right. What it means is you can use MySQL for free, and this makes it a fantastic choice for startups and also anyone on a budget, say data analyst or a data scientist. Reason number two is because MySQL is powerful and its feature is rich. But don't let the free part fool you. MySQL is incredibly powerful and can handle massive amounts of data. Plus, it has tons of features to make your life easier. For example, think about features like user accounts. Of course, you will see how we'll be creating a user. Think about security options. That has to go in line with you creating a password, of which I believe you know the era we are in now, IoT, Internet of Things, and other robust search capabilities. Lastly, MySQL is easy to use. In fact, it is super easy to use. MySQL is known for being user-friendly. Even if you're a database beginner, you can get up and running quickly. In short, MySQL is a powerful, free, and beginner-friendly way to manage your data. So are you ready to get started on installing MySQL so you can take your project to the next level? If you said yes, then stick around, because even in the next video to come, I'll be walking you through the step-by-step process on how you can do many things. But you must enroll for a training year of Miramore Consulting so you can be equipped, because that next video means it is a video package for our registered students. But right now, I want to walk you through the step-by-step process of installing MySQL on your system. Let's get started. Step one, like I said, it is an open source and free. So you have to go to the site, www.mysql.com. Then you hit on your enter button. Once you have done this, it brings you to the MySQL website. Come to this option we call downloads. So I'll be using my annotate pen just so you are also guided on this. Okay. Downloads. I circled it red. Downloads. So you come with me, you click on downloads. Once you do this, ensure your internet is connected. You'll notice a new page pops up. Okay. So step 2, you have to scroll down and down and down. Ensure your SQL is now on a part we call MySQL Community GPL Downloads. I believe you can see this, okay? All right. So you come over to this option called MySQL Community GPL Downloads. Then what do you do next? You click on it, and it should take you to another new page. Now on this new page, you scroll down again. Now you notice it's stocked up, right? Yes, because there are not much information beneath, okay? So what do you do next? You then come to this last option called MySQL Installer for Windows. On this last option, you have to click on it. So you click on this option and it takes you to a new page. Yeah. So once you are here, you will find out that we are having two packages. Ensure your operating system is selected. It's Microsoft Windows. You can also go with Microsoft Windows. Your selected version is the current version 8.0.38. Then you come down, click on the second option. You can see it here, depending on whichever time you would go for, but always pick the second option with the highest size, 303.6 M. This is the size of the file you should pick. So depending on which version, might be the next time you are coming to the site, to download it, it might be at that point, you should be having the 8.0.39 version, or might be a different version entirely. So what you're expected to do is to click on the option with the highest size. Okay. All right. So what do you do next? Yeah, you click on this download button. Download. This download button is what you should click. So can we do that? Awesome. So you click on download and it takes you to a new page. And on this page, I want you to concentrate, please. So come down to where we have no thanks, just start my download. You can see it here, right? Awesome. So you come down and you click on that option. No thanks, just start my download. So you come and then you click on this option. Now, the moment you click on the option, you notice it will take you straight up to downloads. And you can see, yeah, it's now downloading, right? I hope you can see it. Can you see this? Can you see where I went to? Yeah. Okay, so you click inside and you find it downloading. So that's how to download. So you wait for it to get downloaded completely. And you now have your file downloaded. So what do you do next after you have downloaded this? The next thing you have to do, here is this. You come over to that download arrow and you come down to the downloaded file. You will see there are two options. One says show in folder and the second says open. So you click on open and then you relax. So it opens. Now you can see that it's opening, right? Awesome. Now, there will be a prompt message on your system. Do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? So say yes, let it make changes. And now you can see how it's going. Then you will see another that says, do you want to allow this app from an unknown publisher to make changes to your device? You also come down and say yes. And have it running. Internet connection found. Recall I said your internet should be on. Good. And here we are. So right here is the first setup page we call the choosing a setup type. So the setup type we choose when we are installing MySQL database system is the custom type. So not server only, not client only, not full. You come down, select custom. Then you come down, click on next. It brings you here. Now there are 3 products to be installed. The first, you have to come click on this arrow button where we have MySQL servers. Let me show you the arrow button. Please concentrate. You can look at, there is a button, we call them the expand, because we have 2 types of view. We have the expand view and we have the collapse view. So you have to click on it. Same process you have to take, to get this done in minutes. So you click on the plus sign, it brings down the next. You click on the plus sign, it brings down the next. You keep going and you arrive at the last option. That's the product. So you now come here. You now see where we have arrow buttons here, which demarcates or differentiate the 2 boxes. Okay, more like a delimiter. You know what delimiters are? What we call dividers. Okay, so if you come here, you see those arrows are actually used to divide. So what do you do here? You now have to use them. How do you use them? The arrow that faces forward means I'm now moving my SQL Server 8.0.38 64 bits to what part? To the product to be installed area. So you see, this is very important, for you to do, because you have to do this to have a perfect database system. Please concentrate. So you come here and click on this forward arrow and it moves it to the product to be installed section. Okay. Now, what you have just moved is a product we call the MySQL server. The MySQL server. Now, for clarity, I told you that the MySQL is a great way to organize all the information that powers the website and apps you use every day. You heard me right. MySQL is a great way to organize all the information that powers the website and apps you use every day. Now, to do this, you need your MySQL server to be up and running. What is the MySQL server all about? Please concentrate. The MySQL server is a powerful and popular relational database management system, what we call Arrow DBMS. Arrow D, B, M, and S. Please concentrate. Now, what it does is that it allows you to store, organize, and access data efficiently. Let me break down this for you to understand. Now, when we talk about the organization and accessibility of data efficiently, the first aspect we look at is what we call storage house for information. Information is data, they are facts. Now, there must be a storage house. Think of it as a filing cabinet specifically designed to manage data for your websites, to manage data for your applications and other softwares. What it means is this storage house can hold various types of information. It could be from your customers' details, your product listings in online stores, to blog posts and social media feeds, and all that. If we talk about the aspect of structured organization, same way. It organizes data in a structured way using what we call tables and another important factor we call relationships. These are what makes it easy to find and retrieve specific information quickly and efficiently. If we talk about data management, and when we talk about data management, this is a practice here in this field, in this domain. And we know of the different types of data management we have. When we talk about data governance, talk about data stewardship, data quality, data security, all of these are made easy because MySQL provides tools to add, to modify, and delete data within database. And where you have the ability to control who can access the information and ensure its security, then that's management made easy for me. So MySQL helps you do this through, the ability of its server. And it also ensures, that you're able to handle massive amounts of data. Of course, it has served as powerhouse for many, making it suitable for small personal projects or large-scale enterprise applications. All you can do that. So the MySQL server acts as the backbone for storing, acts as the backbone for managing data efficiently, playing a crucial role in the operation of many websites and applications you all encounter daily. So I hope you understand this perfectly. So the next we'll move to the applications products category. So let's go. So come down, we click on the expand button. We have 3 buttons beneath, but we'll go for 2. So we'll click on MySQL Workbench. Can you see MySQL Workbench? So you keep clicking and you also pick this. And then don't forget the arrow tool you have there. So you have to click on it. And it moves it to the right. Okay. So what is the MySQL Workbench? The MySQL Workbench is what we call a visual interface. Unlike your raw coding, the MySQL Workbench offers a visual interface that makes interacting with your MySQL database very easy. On this visual interface, you will see your data organized in tables, kind of like spreadsheet, right? You know of spreadsheets, yeah. And you'll be able to manipulate it using your clicks or your drags and all of that. So we know that as far as data is concerned, and for database systems, you need to write queries. Of course, when we talk about query, a query is a question. But here, what I want you to understand is that the Workbench allows you to write queries. And queries here are like special instructions to retrieve or modify data in your MySQL database. It is queries that simplifies the process without needing to write complex code. So we use the MySQL Workbench to write queries. When we talk about design, data design and modeling, when you're setting up a new database, Workbench helps you to design its structure. You can define your tables, the kind of data they will hold, how they will relate to each other, ensuring everything is organized and efficient. And lastly, I want you to picture MySQL Workbench as a central hub for managing your MySQL server. So you can see that they are connected together. Recall what we said MySQL server is. Now, where do you manage your MySQL server? That central hub for managing your MySQL server is the MySQL Workbench, because you can start, you can stop in your Workbench. You can also configure the server. You can manage user accounts with different access levels, and you can keep your database secured. So in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is that MySQL Workbench is a user-friendly tool that helps you as a data analyst, as a data scientist, as a data professional, as a tech personality. It helps you to interact with your MySQL database in a more visual and efficient way. It simplifies data management for you. When we talk about data design, it simplifies it. When we talk about data administration, it simplifies it. It makes it easier for you to get the most out of your MySQL server. And that's the reason why it has to be part of our number 2 product to be installed. Throughout our number 3, you have to come to applications, then click on MySQL shell, then keep clicking, then you pick this, and what do? You also have to move it towards the other direction. Please concentrate. So you come over here and then you click on the arrow button. Okay. So for the MySQL shell, imagine you have a storeroom filled with valuable data. That's your MySQL database. But you need a way to interact with it and give instructions. This is exactly where MySQL shell comes in. Think of it as a powerful yet user-friendly remote control for your MySQL server. Now, this is how MySQL shell helps you manage your database. First, what we call CLC. CLC stands for, it's an acronym that stands for Command Line Control. Command Line Control. CLC. Command Line Control. Now, instead of having a kind of a fancy graphical interface, MySQL shell uses commands you type in plain English. You know, when we talk about instructions you type in plain English, they are basically what we call syntax, right? And of course, you know, in our training here in Miramar Consulting, we always tell you that, that the computer does not, you know, understand our language. Rather, there is a kind of an expected form in which things should be written, things should be done. That expected form is what we refer to as what? A syntax. I hope you're following. Please concentrate. So when MySQL shell uses commands you type in plain English or code, it allows for more precise and powerful control over your database. When we talk about automation, which always has to do with repeating tasks often and all of that, you know, kicking against such issues. If you find yourself repeating tasks often, MySQL shell lets you write scripts using languages like JavaScript or Python, and these scripts automate those tasks, saving you time and effort. Recall, in SQL, when we talk about the aspect of stored procedures, when you have to create parameters, you know, these are like functions. These are like functions. Okay. So with my SQL shell, scripting is made easy. MySQL shell also offers you two ways to connect to your MySQL server. We have the traditional method and we have the current new method. Okay, so you can actually choose the method that best suits your needs. I always tell our students, MySQL shell is more than just commands because it provides basic functionalities for managing your database objects, like your tables and users. In essence, what I'm saying is that MySQL shell is a command line tool that empowers you to manage your MySQL server with more control and automation. And it's ideal for experienced users who want a powerful and flexible way to interact with their databases. At this point, let's now go in and install MySQL. So what do? We come down and click on Next. And it brings us here. It brings us here. Okay. So over here, if you look below, we are told the selected path already exists, bringing us to a section we call path conflicts. This is a notable challenge data professionals often come across, especially when they are trying to install MySQL. If they have already installed it or had a file previous times. We wanted to use our data directory here, and we are told that this data directory, that the selected path we have taken already exists. What do we have to do? For our MySQL server, we have to go to that directory and go clear it. So what do? We'll come, click on it, the path address. You can double click. Or you go pick it, and you right click, you pick your copy, you come over here. And then we can paste this. So we'll go search for that folder. Can you see the folder? So we'll come here, click on Open File Location. And you can see the file location under Program Data. So what we have to do is to right click on this MySQL server and then do what? Delete. Are we done? So once this is done, you can see this second here. Also right click on it and also say what? Delete. You open this installer for Windows as at today's date. So that has to be there. It has to be there. So what we have just accessed is the data directory, program data. So we have to come back here and also delete this folder called MySQL. But we can decide to leave it due to the MySQL installer that we have here for Windows that was installed today. So what do we do next? I hope we understand. The selected part already exists. We had to go to the data directory. Now, imagine you have a massive warehouse filled with important documents and files for your business. The warehouse is like a data directory in the world of computers. It's just like a specific folder on your computer storage space that has been dedicated to storing all the data used by a particular program. You want to know how data directory works? If you go to your computer, you know each program on your computer, for example, if we talk about our, you have your Microsoft suite, okay, if we can talk about our word processor, or maybe I am on a web browser. So just like a web browser can have its own data directory, this directory acts like a filing cabinet for that program, holding all the information it needs to function properly. And one good thing about data directory, if you noticed, is the fact that it keeps things organized because we always store specific type of data relevant to the program. Your word processor data directory is where you have your documents, your formatting preferences, settings, and all of that. And even when it comes to easy retrieval, you know, when you use a program, it will know exactly where to look for its data because it's all stored neatly in a designated data directory. And this is what allows programs to find and retrieve information quickly, ensuring smooth operation. Please take note, data directories are not just for programs. Your operating system, like your Windows, your Macs, also has its own data directory that stores essential system files and configurations. So a data directory is a designated storage location on your computer that keeps all the information a program needs to run efficiently. It ensures everything is organized and readily available for the program to function properly. And that's what we did. So once you have done this, click back and then come back next. You now see what the screen have changed, right? You now have MySQL Server, and you now have MySQL Workbench, and you now have MySQL Shell. Awesome. Please concentrate. With this, you have solved that challenge. That challenge many data analysts, professionals will always complain that they don't know when they installed. They notice that it says server connection not established. It's as a result of this data directory. So always have in mind that when you are reinstalling a database system, ensure to go and clear all previously installed path files to that very application. How do you do that, sir? You ask me. Go to your start bar, search for apps and features. When you come down here and click on apps and features, you double click on it. It brings you down here. Come over here and then type MySQL. You can see we only have the installation file, which we downloaded, and we can't delete that. But where you have previously done that, and maybe along the line, you want to reinstall a new package of an existing database system, might be that database system is no more accessible or is faulty. Okay, so you have to do this. You have to come here, click on them. You notice when you search, all path files are going to appear here. Okay, you come down, click on it and choose your uninstall, your uninstall, your uninstall. That's all you have to do. Before you know it, you're done, deleting or we call it uninstalling. You're done doing that. Okay, then another step you can take is to go directly to your file explorer. When you go to your file explorer, come to your local disk C and then search on your program files, look for MySQL folder, delete it entirely. You have to go back here, come to your program files, look for your MySQL folder, delete it entirely. And once you're done with that, just for you to confirm, still come down to your start bar and click on MySQL. And wherever you find MySQL, right click on it, choose open file location, and wherever you come, try to uninstall it, and that's done. Then when you're installing it this way, okay, ensure to go to the data directory to go and pull out, whatever information, since this is a new installation. So once you're done with this, click on execute, then you relax. Okay, you relax because, it's very important to relax when installing as a data analyst, a data scientist, and all of that. So let's relax and allow it to do its work. Okay, so we are up and running. We have 99% for MySQL Workbench, our virtual interface. So right now we are ready to install our MySQL shell. Okay, so it's also installing. Okay, so the reason why I said relax is because installing a database system can sound intimidating. Trust me. But imagine it like setting up that new filing cabinet for all your important digital stuff. So you have to relax. You gather your tools, you find a comfy spot at home or in your workspace, you take it step by step. Approaches and instruction is everything here. So you just have to follow the instructions one by one, because most database installations are designed to be user-friendly. So don't worry about needing special tech skills. When I hear people say, oh my God, are you sure, sir, that I can be able to install MySQL? I say, oh, come on, you don't need to, start cracking your brain. This is not a kind of cracking codes and all of that. No, they are easy for you to do. You just need to get help where you need, okay? Because there are times here, maybe you got stuck. And if you get stuck on a step, that's okay. There are online resources, there are forums, or even friendly tech support persons who can help you out. No need to stress. A quick search most times can get you back on track. And most times, when we have students who send us a message concerning issues like this, okay, what do we tell them? We say, go back again. Have you gone again? Go again, just like my friend Simon always puts it, they just have to go again, Okay, so when you're done with this, then you have to celebrate your success, because once you're done, it's important you take a moment to appreciate your awesome, tax, because at that point, you will now have all your data, organized and ready to be accessed whenever you need it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done with this first step. So let's move to our product configuration. You come down, you click on next. And right here, you're seeing MySQL Server 8.038 ready to configure. You click on next, and it brings us here to our type and networking. Configuration type should remain as development computer. Connectivity should remain as TCP/IP and the port 3306. You don't have any need, to come down here to say, oh, sir, why don't I go and untick TCP and all of that? You don't have to do that. Please concentrate. You don't have to do that. So just go ahead, your port 3306, your X protocol port also. Now, the reason why you have to leave this is because MySQL, like most software, relies on what we call a communication language. And what a communication language does, it does two things. Communication language sends and receives data. So imagine if you have a giant warehouse filled with data, and you need a way to get those supplies to different departments. Departments, I mean applications. Departments here, I mean users. Now, this TCP/IP acts like a universal shipping protocol for this warehouse. I hope you understand. It's always the big picture. What does it stand for actually? It stands for, the T stands for transmission, the C stands for control, the P stands for protocol, the I stands for internet, and this other P, the last P, stands for what? Protocol. So it is just a set of rules that govern how data is packaged. How do I communicate this to you to understand? Data must be packaged. Data must be addressed. Data must be delivered over networks. Now, what governs this? Remember, when we talk about data management, there is a type of data management we refer to as data governance. Now, there are rules that govern how data is packaged, how data is addressed, and how data is delivered over networks. This is where the TCP/IP comes in. Always think of it as the common language for all devices on the network to understand each other. And it's important when we talk about delivery of data. When you request data from, for those of you who have been practicing, those of our students who are graduates, you know, we taught you in class that when you request a data from a MySQL database, you are now doing what? You're sending a request to the warehouse, the data warehouse. Now, it is this TCP/IP that chops that data into what we call manageable packets. Imagine these packets as labeled boxes containing specific parts of your supplies. It's very important. I hope you're concentrating. So all of this is important because there must be a communication layer behind the scenes whenever you use MySQL. And the TCP/IP acts as that invisible communication layer. It ensures your data requests are delivered accurately and reliably. I hope you understand this. So when we talk about data communication, what is crucial is the TCP/IP. It is crucial. It is crucial because, you know, the software handles the communication details using this in the background. I know the software I'm talking about, the Database Management System, DBMS. Let's progress. Please come down, click on next. It's asking you for authentication method. Authentication is very important, okay? Security, data security. So you click on next. And over here is asking for a password, so I'll set up a strong password. After doing that, I come down and I set up a strong password. And once I'm done, it tells me medium, awesome, medium, strong, awesome. If I want to add a user, I'll come down, click on add user. What's my name? My name is Williams. So I come here, I say Williams. Okay, then I'm the host. I'll come down and say my password, provide my password. I also come down here and provide my password. And once I'm done with this, I click on OK. I've just created myself as a user. I use the percentage sign as a host. And of course, I hope you understand this. I hope you're concentrating. Hello? I hope you're concentrating. Okay. So once you're done with this, ensure your password is set up correctly. Ensure you've added your user. And once you're done, you have to then come over here to see what you can do here. Okay. Now, okay, you might be asking me, sir, why are we using our percentage sign? Now, remember what we taught you all in class. The percentage sign stands for wildcard. 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 You recall, right? Now imagine you have this office building. Now, when I talk about office building here, I am representing it with your MySQL server because your MySQL server is just like an office building. Please flow with me. You have an office building, which is your MySQL server, and it is filled with important documents. These documents are your data. Now, when you want to access a document, you will go to a specific department. If we say office building now, you know where you will go to. You will go to a particular department or floor. For example, we can talk about, okay, professionally, I'm an accountant. We can talk about the accounting department, maybe in a particular company. The accounting department might be on the third floor. Okay, so you want to get a particular document, you now have to, see how you can go to a specific department or floor, like the accounting department, on the third floor. The accounting department on the third floor. Now, for you to do this, first, you must specify the location. So in MySQL, you normally specify the exact location, which is the department or the floor of the data you need by using the name of the department. For example, accounting. And you know, accounting is a string data type. And here in MySQL, we replace it with varchar as a data type. Text, alphas. You know, we have, the type of data we have. That we have two types of data. Alphanumeric data and multimedia data. Alphas, text. Now, this is similar to how you would navigate a familiar building. So this percentage wildcard It's coming because there are times, especially during setup or maintenance, where you might need to access data from all departments in the building at once. Remember, the building here is a MySQL server. So you need to access data from all the departments in the building at once. That's where the symbol comes in MySQL. The symbol acts like a wildcard. What is essentially saying is any department. So this allows MySQL to access data from all departments or servers on the network, provided it's configured correctly. It's just like having a master key that grants access to every room in the building. So when you see this, it's allowing access to data from any server on the network. I hope we are concentrating. So please click on next. I hope I've answered that question from who tweeted that. Click on next. Windows Service MySQL 80. The Windows service name should be MySQL 80. Is there any question on that? MySQL 80. Okay, you're asking me about it. All right. Now, when we talk about the MySQL 80, when setting up MySQL, this is one term you might encounter. Or maybe this just has to do with the version. So there might be a similar version number. Okay, you just have to take note of it. Okay. Now, imagine a toolbox. Think of MySQL as a toolbox for storing and managing all sorts of data for website and applications. I keep saying it. Now, we have different versions and different tools. So just like a toolbox can have different set of tools for various tasks, MySQL comes in different versions. And that's the reason why we're having MySQL 80. That's version 8.0. So each version might have new features, bug fixes, or improvements over previous versions. So during setup, whenever you see this MySQL 80, it indicates the specific version of the MySQL toolbox you are installing. It's just like model. You have all components, can't have models and all of that. So you don't have to worry yourself because unless you're an expert, you typically don't need to worry about the exact version number during basic setup. The installation process will guide you through using the specific tools in your MySQL 80 toolbox. All I expect from you is to stay updated, and it's part of data integrity, because when we talk about one of the types of data quality, integrity is part of it, where your data must be up to date. But for systems, the integrity of the system also means it should be up to date. So newer versions will always come with improvement and security updates. So if you have a choice, it's generally recommended to use the latest stable version for optimal performance and security, and that's what we are using. So MySQL 80 refers to specific version of the MySQL database management system you are installing. I hope we understand this. So you can manage your data effectively. Start the MySQL Server system startup. You want to start it? Say yes. You don't start it? It's on the score. Then you come down, run Windows Service as standard system account. Yes. Then you come down and click on next. Then server file permissions. Yes. Grant full access to the user running the Windows service. Yes. So you click on next. Then apply configuration. This is your final bus stop. So you click on execute while you wait for writing configuration file to be installed, updating Windows firewall rules to be installed, adjusting Windows service to be installed, initializing database may take a long, but you wait for it to be installed, updating permissions for the data folder and related server files to be installed, starting the server, you wait for it also to be installed, applying security settings, creating user account. Now, if a connection was not established, you're starting the server is going to show you an error message. Why? Because you failed to locate the data directory. That's the reason why I said approach and instruction is everything here. If you get the approaches right, which are the basic foundation, every other thing will become easier. But if you say you want to skip, you don't want to follow approaches, you don't want to follow instruction, every other thing becomes difficult. Ladies and gentlemen, the configuration for MySQL Server 8.0.38 was successful. Click Finish to continue. So I'll come down here and click on my Finish, and you can see what's showing me MySQL Server configuration complete. I'll click on my Next, and ladies and gentlemen, we are done. The installation procedure has been completed. So I'll click on my Finish, and we have the MySQL shell window coming up. Not a fan of writing you're doing your command prompt and all of that, writing version, blah, blah, blah. No, at this point, you're good to go. Okay, so how do you test run this? Close all of this, then do this with me. Come to your start bar and type for your visual interface called MySQL Workbench. So anytime you're in the office, you want to analyze data, you want to perform any tasks as a data analyst, a data scientist, a data person, a tech person, whatever you want to do, you now come and search on your start bar. Start bar, it starts for what? MySQL Workbench. You can see it. Then you come to the right and click open, 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 and you wait for it. You relax and it opens. Where do you go to now? You come to where we have local instance, this button here. Okay, you come to this button, and then you click on it. Okay, so I'll come and click on mine. So once I do that, it loads, and it brings me directly to my SQL interface, what we call the MySQL Workbench. Is this not awesome? Is this not awesome? So this is where you now come and start building what we call a database. What is a database? A database is just like, it's just like a building. Yes, and I always say that every day we're all interacting with a database. When you go to the ATM to withdraw money, you're interacting with a database. When you walk to a Blanco superstore to purchase item, or you're interacting with the database because they have to do some inputs into the system so that they can print out receipt for you. Every day, when you go to a pharmacy, you purchase an item and they try to do the deduction to get you a receipt, you're interacting with a database. Ladies and gentlemen, the database is a collection of related data. Okay, and that's why you must know that data as where it is stored. That place is what we call a database. And yeah, that's your first step to come and create or build a database. So ladies and gentlemen, like this, I believe today's class comes to an end. So practice, ensure you follow the approaches and instructions, install your MySQL, go, check it out from your start bar after installation, ensure it's cool, awesome, good to go. Recall when I talked about the MySQL server and all of that, you can see the server tab here. Okay, you can see that you can come and set up your users and privileges. You can export your data, you can import your data, you can start, you can shut, you can check your server logs, your options, your dashboard, and all that. You can also reset your safe passwords for connection. You can do that. Of course, if you take note, I think when we are trying to go back here, it was not really asking for a password because when we clicked on this, it brought us here. Okay, but there is something you can, actually do. You can actually come back here, click on this plus sign. Here we have MySQL connections. Then where we have password, you click on it. Then you enter your password again. Then you hit on your OK, and then so this is where we are coming to an end in this very video lesson. Please ensure to follow the approach and also the instruction. And if you love this lesson, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to subscribe to Miramore TV YouTube channel. Thank you and keep winning. Bye.